Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid preview. This is the preview to Celta Vigo versus Real Madrid. Now, Real Madrid are currently one of actually two teams, along with Valencia, who are currently two from two. So hopefully, Real Madrid are able to keep this going. Of course, if you look at the big rivals to Real Madrid this season, Barcelona have picked up 4 points out of possible six. They drew their first game against Getafe and they beat Cadiz. And Atletico Madrid won their first game against Granada and then they drew Real Betis. So both teams are on four, our big rivals. So I expect both teams to win their next game. I have no idea who both teams are playing, but realistically, I think they'll probably win and they'll probably go 7 points. And if Real Madrid continue to get these wins, Real Madrid will go back up ahead and go to 9 points. So realistically, Real Madrid are trying to get a bigger advantage as possible against their rivals. But firstly, let's talk about Celta Vigo and how they actually did in their first two games. I haven't got it up just yet, but so far they're 15th. Now, of course, it's two games, you can't really judge. They have lost and they've drawn, so they've picked up 1 point out of a possible six. So it's not been a good start for Celta Vigo. Their first game was at home against Osasuna, where they lost, and then their second game was a last-minute equalizer against Real Sociedad. So they picked up a point in a late equalizer, 94th minute, but this is definitely a game where you look at it and go, it should be realistically 3 points. It should be. Now, I'm not saying that being too confident, overconfident. Of course, you want to have a level of respect to your opponents, but having looked at how Celta Vigo have played and having looked at their first two games, I personally can't see a way that Real Madrid lose this game or even draw this game. I think if Real Madrid want to, have the dreams to be the champions this season, these are the sort of games you have to win. And let's remember, so far Real Madrid have impressed. But again, this is currently one game a week. Wait until the Champions League. Wait until the cup games come back. Wait until these congested fixtures coming back. It's gonna be a lot more tighter to get the results in 3 months' time. So the start of the season, you have to be winning, and you have to be starting off on a winning streak. You have to be starting off on a winning record. So realistically, that should be the case, and it shouldn't be a game where Real Madrid struggle too much. At least it shouldn't be. Now, they've got a couple of good players, really, but realistically, they are a mid-table team. Just like the other two opponents that we have already played, Athletic Club Bilbao and Almeria. Let me have a look at their players, right? Because they've got some good players. Iago Aspas has been there for a long time, has been doing very, very well. They've got a solid team. They're going to lose Gabri Veiga. He's going to Napoli, I believe. So that's a big loss in their midfield. They've brought in Jonathan Bamba. Now, I thought that was an incredible signing, Jonathan Bamba. They've got Larson up top as well. They've got Carlos Perez, Chevy. They've got Aidu and Nunez at the back. Mingueza obviously got them the late equalizer against Real Sociedad. They've got also a few decent players, to be fair. But realistically, this is a team that Real Madrid should be able to get the win away from. Now, speaking of team selection, let's talk about Real Madrid's team that I think Ancelotti is gonna put. Now, if you guys actually remember, this is the exact 11 that I put against Almeria. This is no change. It's the same exact 11, and I'll tell you why. I'll go through it one by one. Now, in hindsight, for the Almeria preview, I should have put Lunin in goal. I just thought that Kepa has just joined. He's probably gonna get his debut, but that's not the case. Lunin was played, and again, I do think that if Lunin plays this game, it's not a surprise, because Kepa could make his debut in the home game. He could start the first home game of the season in our next game, actually, which wouldn't be surprising. Obviously, not really, in my opinion. But I personally think that he might actually play this game ahead of the Getafe game. So I've taken a bit of a risk. I've taken a bit of a bold prediction, and I've actually gone for Kepa in goal. It could be Lunin, but I feel like it's going to be Kepa. The back four, Fran Garcia, this past few games has really, really exploded. Carvajal, I think he's still fit enough to play, so I don't think it's needed just yet for Lucas Vazquez to come in. And in the back two, the two centre backs, they're going to be the main centre backs until injuries, or touch wood injuries, but until they get rested. By then, maybe Nacho will come in. Obviously, we know Militao is out for the rest of the season, basically, as well. So that is the back four. It's simple. It's pretty obvious. The midfield. Now, I was tempted to put Modric in, because I don't think Cruz will start this because he started against Almeria. But I looked at it and I went, but Camavinga didn't start against Almeria, though. And that is the thing, because Camavinga didn't start. I do think he will start, but I don't see Tchouaméni getting taken out for Modric, and I don't see Valverde getting taken out for Modric. So I've kept the same midfield trio, because I do believe that Camavinga will play, and I do believe that Tchouaméni and Valverde will stay in the team. I think they've really shown that they have been very, very good, and Tchouaméni just needs to be in the team because he's the closest thing that Real Madrid have to a defensive midfielder. And as for Valverde, he provides so much, because realistically, what this looks like is a 4-4-2 diamond shape, but Valverde, the versatility he offers, he can go to a 4-2-4. It realistically adds an extra man going forward, with Tchouaméni and Camavinga or Modric or Cruz helping out in the middle while Valverde goes forward. And obviously, because he's so rapid, he's such a great player. He's running around everywhere. He will get back and he will help get the ball back as well. And I think that is what Real Madrid need. So I've gone Valverde in that middle as well. And then for the front three, it's not something that is, like, oh my god, it's not surprising. It's going to be Vinicius Jr. on one side. It's going to be Rodrigo on the other. And right behind them, just sitting there, hopefully popping in another goal or two, it's Jude Bellingham. We know what a great player he is. So far, so good. 3 goals, 1 assist in his first 2 matches. Realistically, it's alright. It's very, very good. Whether he scores, I'm not so sure. I don't think we should be, looking at Bellingham as the main source of goals anyways. So I don't care if he scores or not. Obviously, if he scores, it's great. If he doesn't, and we, still find a way to get the win with Vinicius, Rodrigo, or Valverde getting the goals, it's absolutely fine. But personally, Bellingham, I do have that feeling that he's going to pop another goal in. So I do have a feeling that Bellingham's going to score. The front two, very, very good. Now, what I like with this formation is Vinicius Jr. has to come in more into the center zone, like I said in the Almeria review. That just improves that side of the game of Vinicius Junior's game, because when Benzema was in the team, or when Real Madrid were playing more for 4-3-3, Vinicius Junior always, stay on the left, right side. But because now the responsibility is down to him and Rodrigo to share on the middle, occasionally he will go off to the left, but realistically he still has to do a lot of the job through the center and to cover the spaces and to get goals really. And you can even see the goal against Almeria he scored. He's on the right hand side. He's not ever on the left. He's on the right. He's closer to the right hand side because of the interchange. With this formation, it's so much more easier to interchange. You constantly see players different positions. Vinicius Junior isn't always on the left now. He's on the right. He's through the middle. Same with Rodrigo, Bellingham. He's everywhere. Valverde, he's everywhere. So realistically, this formation is good because everyone interchanges and everyone's everywhere, really. So personally, this could be made into an advantage, I believe at least. So with that being said, what is my score prediction? I got the Almeria score prediction right. I might be a bit arrogant. I think Kepa's first game will be a clean sheet. Maybe Iago Aspas might score, but I'm going to go Celta Vigo 0, Real Madrid 2. I think it would be a very good way to get the win, a clean sheet. So far, it's been pretty alright. It's been a clean sheet, hasn't it? Just one. For Lunin, yep, just one. Obviously considered against Almeria. So one clean sheet this season so far for Lunin. Let's hope that whoever comes in, whether it's Kepa or Lunin, can maintain that status as well. But hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe to the channel if it's on already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.